The biggest thing that I have learned from this experience on my personal learning journey is how much I need to move away from a traditional learning space, how I need to get rid of my desk. I don't want my students to come to my desk whilst I'm at their work. I want them to feel comfortable in their learning space and have ownership and not me control it and kind of micromanage their way of learning. I think this has been a wonderful way to introduce other like-minded teachers and principals and business managers to come together and share this journey and make connections so that we're able to stay in touch with each other and help each other out and share things. It's been amazing, and I would recommend it to anybody at any stage of their learning journey as a teacher, as a business manager, as a principal.
Well, what a big few days. I didn't need a lot of convincing about why Agile learning spaces were important, but I'm now convinced about collaborative learning. And the thing that I've seen and my takeaway is that for kids to actually grow in soft skills, they need to actually be exposed to and encouraged into spaces where they're independent, where they're in small groups and where they're in large groups. And they won't do that in the current school setting that we've got very well. We're not preparing them in the way that we need to. I've been amazed at how the students that get forgotten and get missed, how they stand up in collaborative settings. So the thing that's going to drive me is my students that have struggled and the ones that I find really hard to connect. They've got a low opinion of themselves and their learning. Agile learning spaces encourages the lowest and the student that struggles the most at school. It brings out the best in them, makes them feel like an expert, and it makes them feel like they're growing in all of their learning experiences.
Looking forward to getting back to Horsham and starting some conversations about what Agile learning might look like in our context. Thanks for taking me on the tour.
So the last 3 days has been an amazing experience. Just seeing particularly how minimal you can make a space, less desks, just open up a room and the students can just have choice. So choice and voice, I've noticed, is a big thing in the classroom, and for me I think I need to now send our staff up here on some of these tours so that they can see the learning spaces for themselves rather than me going back and just saying this is great, let's do it. So that's one of my goals for next year.
Great. Simon, we're cutting you training off.
This trip has been an excellent experience to be able to take what we've been reading so much about and see it in action. It's great to see different schools at different stages of their development with different resources available to them. But most importantly, it's great to connect with other colleagues from our region and beyond. It's a very worthwhile experience.
The Agile Learning Tour has opened my eyes and mind to change. We want to equip all our Lutheran students with contemporary soft skills that are going to make them work ready for the 21st century. Agile learning spaces provide the physical learning space. Each student in every classroom should have the opportunity to experience the watering hole, the cave, the campfire and the mountaintop. The underlying pedagogy and the learning spaces will meet the needs of all our learners. We're so excited to be a part of this change that must happen for all our students at our Lutheran schools.
What she said.
I've absolutely loved this trip. It's been absolutely wonderful, and I think probably the biggest thing for me is just actually seeing it in action. You've heard about it, I've sort of read about it, but to actually see it in action gives yourself an absolute mind shift. So a change of mindset and seeing it in action, talking to the children, I'm super excited. I think this is the start of something pretty big, and I think there's going to be some really good networking coming out of this between the schools too, because it's been not just a learning tour, it's been a social tour too. So to meet some of the guys from different schools, I'm really looking forward to networking with them and sharing the stories with them as we sort of move on a new adventure. It's pretty exciting.
So the last few days have been amazing, just walking through schools and seeing different learning spaces and seeing where different schools are at in their agile learning and project-based learning journey. A definite highlight, I'm a second year teacher, so just networking with other Lutheran educators and feeling the support and the community that I never realised was there. So it's been an excellent time, and the discussions before and after schools have been excellent. Definitely learn a lot, and it's definitely created a passion and a challenge in me for what's to come in our school.
I honestly feel like I've done a week's worth, maybe more, of work just in 3 days, with the listening and the looking and the taking in and observing, but then also at the same time you're thinking of how to apply that in your school context. So it's been, I feel tired and exhausted, but I also feel probably the most excited I've ever felt in my teaching career, including when I was a graduate, to go back to my school and implement things and talk to the staff and talk to the leadership and about some changes that we can make for our kids. And it's been such a great trip, even collaborating with staff, even tonight here just before we fly out. I've loved the discussion that we've had, and everyone's excited to go home and make changes that will benefit our kids, so it's really good.